It's a beautiful Monday. And the people just keep coming with me. Let's just go live. And when it goes live, I need to be able to tell them hello. Hello, YouTube. That's right. Let me tell everybody on YouTube hello. Let's go to Zoom. Let's see what we got going on. Make sure everybody can hear me. Volume is up and we're ready. Okay. I'll come back from time to time to look at the chat. Yes, indeed. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Hope everybody's blessed and well. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It is not quite 7 p.m. yet, so I'm going to give it a minute or two. But I do want to tell everyone who's with me hello. Thank you kindly for being here. You know, it's beautiful. I've been back and forth with Mondays and Wednesdays and Tuesdays and Thursdays until my feet are on solid ground at my next location. We have to do what we can do and go from there. Okay? So thank you. I know it's a little bit of a lag um, with YouTube, and that's okay. So I'm gonna give you time to get here. We're gonna pray. We're gonna get started. It's gonna be a beautiful evolution. Afterwards, I'm gonna upload to Facebook in the private group, Eternal Financial Journey. If you haven't and you would like to be a member of that community, it is a private group. Please go ahead and send a request so I can accept it. Okay. There, all the files, uploads from YouTube, podcasts, you'll be able to find everything there. Here inside YouTube, the podcast is alive and well. All right. All live sessions. I do have to upload some other sessions that we had. So we're gonna have to do it. All right. So thank you for hanging in there with me. It's a lot going on, a whole lot going on, but in a good way. Um, thank you. Thank you so much. Although it's loud. Thank you everybody for coming, those who can make it. I have been back and forth on Mondays and Wednesdays, Tuesdays and Thursdays. As I was explaining, there is a lot going on. It always is, right? Hello to everybody on YouTube. I will place this in Facebook, in the private group after we finish and conclude today. And for those of you all who are not on Facebook and you want to be a part of the community, go ahead and join. All right. We're going to go ahead and get started. It is 7:01. I know other people will jump in. Thank you to my new subscribers. We are here. All right. Let me go ahead and click on my Zoom so I can see my screen. All right. Today, what are we talking about? I'm getting ready to start doing master classes, right? But that's for a different walk and at a different time. But I do want you all to know that. Um, Today we're going to be talking about the kingdom business cycles. I'm going to tell you how you can cycle money through your businesses legitimately. Everything you do should be legal. If it's illegal, I will not be telling you here how to do that. Okay? Because one, I'm not a criminal. Two, I'm not going to jail. And three, nobody needs to report me. Okay? Because that's not something I do. So a lot of people from the outside have been asking, hey, have you heard of this play? Have you heard of this play? When I hear the word play, it lets me know something's illegal. Because if you can't do it the right way and you have to, sneak around it, fake it, falsify it, or anything like that, fraudulent. Okay? The FBI doesn't play these type of games. The IRS, they're a little smarter than you think. So it might not be today, it might not be next year. They sit and wait on people for 2 to 5 years before they come in and, hey, this is all that we have. You be done, think you ran up some money. I don't play those type of games. So certain words trigger me to think like, what? No, no. I can tell you the legal way to do it, and I can tell you legally, always keep a lawyer, a financial advisor. I can't advise you of anything that you want to do. Well, I can, but it's up to you to do things correctly and move how you want to move. Okay. That's all I can say. Okay, I see you on here, Mama. What's happening? Um, but yeah. So today we're going to talk about the kingdom business cycle, how to multiply, how to track, how to build wealth legally. Okay, anything illegal has nothing to do with me. We'll not be doing anything like that. So we're going to go ahead and pray, go ahead and get started. Hope you're ready to learn. Again this week, after this, I want you to stay tuned to see what our next topics are. But next week, we're going to be talking about how to invest in forms and things like that that are coming, how much it's going to be, if you have a business, if you want to put an office out there, you want to put a tiny home, a business, modular complex, all different types of things. So, and that won't be open for everybody. I don't mind discussing some of it. That's intellectual property. However, if you have a business and you can't show your paperwork, tell the name or different stuff that I can validate and do the research, I don't waste time doing a lot of things. That's why I said we do have master classes that are coming. And it's for the people who are investment ready, investor savvy. Like you need to be able to understand. We've been talking about these things since January. It is July. Either you're gonna do it or you're not. You're 7 months in. So I just wanna, put that out there. Really? Why did things say making out another? Okay. Now let's go ahead and get started. Okay. I don't know why I told me that, but okay. Really? Thank you. All right. Now let's go ahead and pray. Are y'all ready? Nope. Did I hang up? Let's go. Heavenly Father, we come before you today with open hearts, open minds, ready to receive divine insight into how to manage, multiply, and steward the resources you placed in our hands. Let every word spoken bring clarity, wisdom, and I ask that you would give all the listeners a revelation. Let your spirit guide this session and show us how to build your kingdom through financial stewardship and unity. Let us not hear, let us not just hear, but apply. Let every cycle we build in every transaction we track reflect your order, honor, and abundance. It is so, it is written in Jesus' name. Amen. Now, we're going to go ahead and get started, okay? Hope you all are ready. Now, so everybody, welcome to Eternal Financial Journey, right? This is the podcast. This is a private group in Facebook, and it's here on YouTube as well, all right? It's a way of life. So this isn't just about growing money. It's about growing purpose, helping you to build systems, become a better person, manage your time, manage your finances. That's what this group is about. So I want you all to be able to do it, all of that, right? So as I said, it's not just about growing money. That's part of it. That's very important. It's about growing your purpose, helping you to build systems around your business and your life that can help catapult you to the next level. And it's about leaving a legacy. So what you do should make an impact on the world and on your family. So just as well as your legacy. All right. So today I'm gonna have a knowledge transfer with you to show you how to recycle money with kingdom-minded communities using legal, documented, and powerful tools. Remember, as I told you before we started, I don't run plays here. I show you some things that you can do that can help you. I am not your financial advisor. I do tell you to seek legal counsel if you need to. These things I'm telling you to do, if you're in business, simple. It doesn't involve breaking the law. It doesn't involve lying or scheming. So just want to put that out there, okay? So the world does it through big banks. You can cycle money. Banks know how to cycle money. All right. Human beings are a little bit lazy. Um, the world does it through banks and corporations. That's how they cycle money. We're going to do it through unity, through contracts, discipline, and vision, right? So that's what I'm going to show you today. So here, all right. Cycling money, what does that mean? When I say cycling money, I mean moving money on purpose between people who do real work. People. You work, I work. You got a business, I got a business. Okay? You see that? Each person pays and gets paid. Okay? Everyone grows together. So remember, cycling money is moving money on purpose between people who do work. I didn't say made up work. I didn't say illegitimate work. I didn't say we were money laundering. I said we're cycling money. So that's the difference between it. All right. Here's a simple analogy that can help you. It's like passing a baton in a relay race, right? So in a relay race, you usually have four people. First person takes off, hands the baton to somebody else. The next person run, hand it to the next person until you get to the finish line. And then you do it again. That's what it's like. Each runner must move with forward with purpose. All right. You're running a race. You're trying to get there first. That's what it's like in a relay race. So I'm gonna show you today how that happens in business, right? Amazon knows how to do it, corporations know how to do it, banks know how to do it. So biblical context would be Matthew 25:15. To every man according to his ability. All of us have different abilities. Everybody's not born equal, you're not born the same, and you don't have the same ability or capability. Okay? So what I mean by that is God expects movement and multiplication of what he gave. If he gave you $1 million, you will be cycling $1 million. If he gave you $1,000, you will be cycling $1,000. If he gave you $10, you will be cycling $10. If he gave you 5 talents, you will be using all 5 talents. If he gave you 2 talents, you will be using 2 talents. So that makes sense. All right. So now that we know what cycling money is, and it involves moving money to people who are doing actual real work. Now we're going to go forward and see what else that means for you. All right. So I want to give you an example, right? This is the $500 cycle example. All right. This is a real world example. I mean, these fake people, but this is a real example. All right. So let's say Diallo pays his mom, Brenda. Brenda does laundry. He pays her $500 a month. Okay. So if Diallo has a real business, all right, I don't know what he's doing, but maybe Brenda and she washes clothes. Okay. He pays her $500 a month. Now, Brenda takes that $500 in turn and pays Trevor for landscaping for her business. Okay. Maybe they need some flowers out there, some grass cut, chopping down a tree. I don't know. Whatever involves landscape. So Diallo pays Brenda $500 for laundry. She takes her $500 that she earned from laundry and pays Trevor because she needs landscaping. All right. Now, Trevor takes that 500 and he pays Carl because he wants an app developed. So Trevor pays Carl that $500. All right. Now, Carl in turns charges Diallo Enterprises for printing, 3D printing, $500. You see how all of them just cycled money? But everybody's doing something different. So let me tell you again. I know you can see it. Let's make sure. Diallo, now that we know, he's in the 3D printing. He pays his mom, Brenda, $500 to do laundry. Great. Brenda has $500. Brenda takes $500 and pays Trevor for landscaping. Okay. Now Trevor has $500. Trevor, in turn, pays Carl $500. Why does he pay him? For app development. Okay. Carl turns around and pays Diallo's business $500 for 3D printing services. Everybody had a different business, down from laundry, landscaping, app development, 3D printing. 4 different services, but $500 has been cycled all around, right? And I know that makes plenty of sense to you. It could have been somebody paid 500, 300, 200, it doesn't matter. Money is cycling through all of their business, okay? So, and they didn't just give each other money. So let me clarify with that. So when Diallo pays Brenda, his mom, the $500 for laundry, she sends him an invoice, right? We're going to get to this on the next slide, but I'm just telling you, she sends him an invoice, and I'll tell you what the invoice should have on it, everything. right? Then she pays. All right. Trevor sends an invoice to Brenda for the landscaping services, and then she pays. We're not just giving out money. It has to be business to business. It needs to make sense. All right. So the next time we talk this week, we're going to be going over business to business, business to contracts, business to the government. And I really should have did that one first. But listen, we're here now. So let's just go on. I just want you to see how to cycle money so you can understand. Then we'll break that down. Okay. So that's $500 that has touched 4 lives, all legal, all documented, and now every person has business activity. You see how that works? Could you do this in your own household or with someone? If you have these services, you could, right? If you're a mom and you have a business at home and you need help, maybe one daughter is running social media, maybe somebody has a laundry service or a cleaning service. All right. You paying these people anyway. If somebody's delivering food for you or it's a service, if you're paying them, this is cycling money. Okay. Don't say I didn't tell you. So this isn't just smart, it's genius. However, it's biblical principle and economy. All right. Joseph managed cycles like this in Egypt during famine. When you store up and when you know, you're not worried about the famine coming because you're prepared. And that's what I'm trying to do, you all, to you. Prepare you so I can show you how to move things legally. We don't run plays, we move legally, legitimately, and you move forward. All right. Now, before I move on to this next topic, let me tell you why this is legal. It's legal because everyone provides real service. Nobody made up anything. You're sending real invoices. You have real EIN numbers and legitimate business that are active. All right. Remember, we learned last week if your EIN or your business is inactive, all contracts are void. So everyone's providing a real service. All payments are documented, right? Invoices and receipts. You have that. If you're ever audited, guess what? You have your documentation. That's your testimony. Okay. Any remember we've been talking about it since the beginning. Anything over $600 a year, that's a contractor. Because if not, Uncle Sam want to tax you anyway. So you will be using a 1099 NEC form. All right. Anybody, you should never just be giving somebody $600. Even if you're paying your hairdresser, whoever, over $600, that's a contractor. That should really help them because if they're a legal, legitimate business, right, this will help them. It lessens your taxes. So, hey, nobody should be arguing with you about this point. All right. I don't know why more people don't ask about it. All this under the table. That's why I don't like certain stuff, especially when it comes to like Cash App and different stuff like that. And then you still can use it and integrate it into, different systems and QuickBooks, but they can also refund it or reject it or, get their money. It's just, we would have to use a different transaction, is all I'm saying. So there's that. But remember, anybody you're paying over $600 a year, that's the contractor, period. Or you don't need to be dealing with them. All right. So biblical perspective would be Proverbs 11:1. A false balance is an abomination, but a just weight is his delight. This is about financial integrity, not shortcuts. So those of us who have integrity in everything and including finances, there's no shortcuts to that. Either it's right or it's wrong. There's no in between. If it's a gray area, you're in the wrong part. Okay. So let me give you an example of illegal cycling. So if Diallo pays Brenda $500 and she does no real work, no invoice is created, and the money is just gifted back, that's money laundering or tax evasion. And if you don't have the proper documentation and they come audit you, you think they won't be able to put two and two together? I'm just telling you. I think that's something you all should think about. You must have real service or it's fraud. Period. That's it. Real service or it's fraud. Even if you're a sole prop, right? It can't be this hard to give somebody an invoice. Even if it's comb and hair, nobody said you needed to be licensed. Nobody said you had to do any of this stuff. But if you're giving a real service, I don't care if you want to snap a picture in there. It needs to be a receipt and an invoice going on. Because if you have a real business, you need real documentation. You need real paperwork. All right. So, hey, I'm trying to tell you now. Now, um, let's talk about using business cards. So when I tell everybody here in this group multiple times, you need to have the separation of bank accounts, your personal and your business. Business credit cards should be used for business expenses, right? Your supplies, services, even if you're using it for payroll, um, building business credit, all these things. But also, if you ever get audited, it's much easier if you have a business and let's say you have three credit cards. Well, okay, maybe you use one for gas, maybe you use one for groceries and office supplies, and one for, I don't know, say you're building stuff or something like that. Well, you have three credit cards that are attached to one bank account. They can see all your transactions. You can upload receipts, or if you have QuickBooks, it'll do it for you. You can itemize and categorize things. It's much simpler. Nobody has to be in your personal business. You've kept everything separate. So then you know how to do it. And you're able to label and track each transaction. You're able to keep receipts. Clean business, orderly business. This helps things work. All right. And better. We'll get deeper into it here. Now, I'll get back to that. Let me go ahead and tell you this. Now, let's talk about ability. All right. Because everyone ability is different. And the ability that you have will determine your access just as well as your attitude. Okay. Everyone has a different ability, as I said before. Everyone has different levels of access, and everybody has a different attitude. Okay. So not everyone can cycle $1,000 a month. I'm not telling you to jump hoops. You don't need to be like the Joneses. You need to be like yourself. You start with what you have and what's in your hand. Okay. Some only have $50, and that's fine. Others have 5,000. Others have 50,000. You see that? You can scale. You can grow. You'll get there. So biblical context would be Luke 19:13. Luke 19:13. Occupy what God has given you until he comes. All right. That means use what you have. What's in your hands? What do you have? All right. Some people, just like in the Bible, it might have been a little bit of oil, but you might be in your house. Maybe you bake cookies. Maybe you bake cakes well. I don't know. Maybe you do hair well. Okay. Maybe you sing like Whitney Houston. All right. Um, maybe you're good. You got a green thumb and you garden well, or you know some family secrets or something, some recipes or something. It could be anything. Everybody's good at something different. Okay. It's like somebody laughed the other day when I said that. Maybe you're good at being jolly and being an upper around people. People will pay for that and have you around them because it brings them better energy and better people. And even if they're feeling some type of way, you can change their atmosphere and their environment. And I absolutely mean that. All right. So everyone has to start somewhere. I just want to say that. Now, another question I received the other day was, why do you talk so heavy about documentation, receipts, and inventory? Because they matter. How do you expect to be a good steward if you're not doing these things, right? If it's not written, it didn't happen. If you don't have proof, it didn't happen. That's like somebody saying, "Oh, such and such gave me their word." Maybe back in 1938, but in 2025, that's not working. I don't care about nobody's word. Is it in black and white? Is it in black and white? Because Billy Joe done been lying for a long time now. So no, if it's not a contract that's signed, right, with a statement of work or what happens if this is voided or this, that, and the other. If I can't do my due diligence and go research your company and make sure that you're actually in good standing and active, you know, talk is cheap. Somebody can lie to you in a minute. You got to be business savvy. You have to listen. Business is business. This ain't got nothing to do with personal. Either we gonna do business or we won't. It better be legit. And I'm gonna know before I don't even want to talk too much to you until I can see it. Because if not, you know what I mean? Like, and I know that kind of presses people the wrong way. I don't want to get off topic here, but when it comes down to it, when you got to go to the bank, you have to have your documentation and things in order. So you'll have what you need to open up a bank account and get started. But when somebody wants to go in business with you, I don't waste my money. I don't waste my time. I don't waste my breath. Either you got the stuff that you need so I can show you, you should be vetting me too. If not, oh no, I don't waste too much time. So I'm just telling you that if it's not written, it didn't happen. All right. And we're going to do things legally here. So therefore, if something goes wrong and we have to go stand in the court of law and you think I'm coming before a judge, legal binding agreements. All right. Not no IOU, not no maybe so, or maybe no. See, that's a broke people sport. And you be gonna put yourself there by letting somebody sell you a dream. All right. Receipts protect you in an audit. As you know, inventory helps you value your business. You need to know how much you have, what's selling, what's not selling. What you can see, you can control. Even better. Okay. Documentation gives you credibility for grants, loans, investors, track record. Let me see it. I hear what you're saying. I need to see it on paper. You can't produce it. I don't know what type of business you're doing, but it's nothing I would do. And so if you want to get any funding from me and see my funds, digital or cash currency, it won't happen until I can see a track record. You need to know who you're dealing with. Nobody gets mad about this besides people who are moving illegitimately. Okay? There's that. So here's an example. Um, say I have a helper that designs 10 flyers. Okay? Log the task, save the invoice, keep the file. You just prove real work happened. All right? Because you got the invoice. The invoice tells you exactly what you did on there. So if you ever audited, some people tell you I didn't get paid. They stealing money. They doing bad business. Well, all right. I got proof of what I did. We ain't talking about screenshots. I mean, you can take pictures of it. I'm not saying that, but legally you'll have everything in files and folders on this date, what time it happened, digital stamps too. This can't be made up. Saves you a lot of headache in the end. Now let's keep pushing. Um, we just talked about business credit cards, but let me say this right here. Use business credit cards only for business. All right. Any and everything you do should be business. All right. So if you have a business, say you run a food truck, you need groceries. If you run a group home, you need groceries. All right. You need office supplies. Probably you gotta have the internet. You need a phone, computer, something. You see what I'm saying? Everything should be business. But if you just going to go eat with your regular people and they don't have a business, that's not something need to use your business credit card for. If you're going to the park for the 4th of July to watch the fireworks, that has nothing to do with you doing business. If you're not out there networking, passing out cards and something else, you don't have to finger fudge everything. That's all I'm saying. Make it make sense now. Um, but credit cards help you build credit. You get points and rewards. Use it. Um, you can get ACH payouts. So that's usually bank to bank transfers, right? When people want to use the ACH, but you can actually do that as well. We'll talk about that later this week. Um, with different credit cards. All right. So spiritual implication here would be do the right thing, have integrity. Proverbs 22:7. The borrower is the servant to the lender. Use your credit to build, not to bind. If you down here, oh, I feel like Louis Vuitton today. That ain't got nothing to do with your business, okay? Don't do that. You're abusing the credit card and your power. And before you know it, you'll be in debt. That's why I tell you, if personally you have personal problems paying bills, in business you will too. Integrity, it counts in all areas. All right. Now, um, ACH and business credit cards. Remember, I just said that. ACH, bank to bank transfers. Some credit cards like Brex, that's on here, um, Divvy and Amex allow ACH payments, right? Or ACH transfers from other credit card bank accounts, right? So this allows you to pay your vendors and payroll directly. We're going to talk about this more this week so you can understand what ACH is. Say you wanted to pay your rent or your mortgage online, but if you use a credit card, you get hit with a heavy fee, 7 to 10%, sometimes more. Well, some of your credit cards are ACH that you can use it that way. You won't get those type of hefty fees. That's the difference. So that's what we're going to talk about later this week. All right. It's faster than mailing a check. It's legal and traceable, and you're able to do it. You're going to get points for doing it. No matter what, you had to pay your rent, so it's not going to hurt you. You see what I'm saying? This allows you to pay vendors and payroll directly. Payroll is a good thing. So maybe you just open up a business and you don't have the money, but you have a credit card. See how this can help you run payroll? So just something to think about, right? And then some of the best business credit cards you can get. It depends on the type of business you have, but Capital One Spark, Amex Blue, Brex and Divvy, I love, especially Brex. And Neighbor Federal Biz cards for veterans, right? So different strokes for different folks. All right. Now, let's talk about creating invoices. Something you can do to help yourself with invoices. I listed here a few free tools. Okay. Top free invoice tools. You can use Google Docs slash Sheets. You can use that to create free invoices. You can use Canva for free invoices. Wave, you can do free invoices. PayPal Business, if you have a PayPal business account set up, you could do free invoices there. Of course, I have like QuickBooks and different things, so it's paid, but it's within my service. No matter what you do, every job needs documentation. Y'all, it's not that hard. It's really not. They'll walk you through the steps, okay, of what needs to be on it. The name of your company or the name of the person you're paying, the service, the amount, and the date, and how you need to and how you're gonna pay them. Simple. What's your name? Okay, Big Nisha. And then who am I paying? Willie's Tire Supply. The amount, $400. What date? July 8th, 2025. Payment method, whether it's Visa, MasterCard, Amex, Discover, CAD, whoever. What's the method of how they going to pay? All right, bank account, whatever. How they going to pay? That's it. Take a whole 2 minutes to do. And most of them generated for you with the information that's there. And if you keep going back to that service, it's already saved. All right. You can, and they usually have a file or folder you can put it in to save each invoice for your record. And if you're paying by like a Square payment or Clever payment and it's attached to QuickBooks or Wave or something like that, it automatically itemizes and saves the receipt. So if somebody ever comes back to you, hey, I need a receipt from this date, I paid this amount of money, you're not having to have this type of issue. You have your invoice for your record, they have the receipt, right? Or if you received it, vice versa. You have the receipt, they have the invoice. So however you need to get it. It's not hard to do. Exodus 31:3. What does that say? I have filled him with the spirit to work and craftsmanship. What does that mean? God honors the skilled worker and the records. Keep telling you, the record is your testimony. Your testimony, yes, is what comes out of your mouth, but how can we verify it? It is written. Do you have proof? Most time people get somewhere and get mad because they don't have proof. People lie every day, B. You better wake up. Now, um, let's go to global money cycle, okay? So here's an example. This is international. All right. Diallo pays Ama in Ghana, right? Ama hires Kojo. Then Kojo pays Fatima in Burkina Faso. Diallo only paid one person. This other person might have hired out other people for a specific job to get back to her for the one thing. That's fine. That happens too. You can cycle money around the globe. We're going to go deeper into this later this week, but I'm just telling you. All right. So it's not hard. If you're paying foreign contractors, right, instead of using, unless you have an international bank, but you can use Wise. I use Wise. I use it to buy my land in Ghana. You can use PayPal. Really, it depends on the country and what they have, how you can pay them. Um, or Remitly. Like there's different ones. Just depends on the area you're going to. But use something that you can track that's available with whatever systems you have. All these are available with QuickBooks. All right. Collect a W-8 BEN. W-8 BEN. If they're not from the US, that's what you need, a W-8 BEN. Okay. They can fill it out. It ain't gonna take time. You don't need socials or nothing. Just so you can see that you're paying somebody a contractor overseas, right? You log the services just like you would any local work. All right. Luke 16:10. You know, I love that. He that is faithful in a little is faithful in much. If you're doing stuff the right way, you save yourself a lot of time, hassle, and headache. Don't worry, we've talked about that before, but we're just saying if they're international, global, that's what you would use. Now, let's talk about writing off events. I was asked about this last week. People want to say write off for everything, deduction for everything, and I'm glad they think that way, and that's great. However, what are you doing to be able in that position to write things off or deduct things legally? I won't go too heavy today, but I'll just say it this way. Um, retreats, hotels, travel, the meals, Airbnbs, um, gas flights, maybe you're a guest speaker. All these things are deductible, but food is only 50% deductible, right? Each year it changes, but for right now it's 50%, all right? And I love when people say that. But in order for this to be a business event or a business retreat, you have to be conducting actual business. Are you there? We didn't say you came in town for the concert. Now, if you go while you're there, that's fine. But find something to do while you're there. So different events. But did you go to a conference? Did you go to a seminar? Were you having a business meeting? Were you networking? Did you do some type of educational course? Were you a guest speaker? Were you invited? Like, we need to know these type of things. So you must have an agenda. You must have receipts that one, if you were conducting business, and it should be business to government, business to contract, business to consumer, different things. You can't just wake up and just go to Miami and was like, I was on business. With what receipts? If your business is generating $0 in revenue, unless you went to an educational seminar or something like that, even then, how you writing all this off? You will throw a red flag and make them come audit you. All right. So you need I don't care if you had an agendas, your name in a book. Like when I do it, and let's say we go to Orlando or Las Vegas or California or something. This retreat will actually be business. There's going to be ministry there. There's going to be teaching there. There's going to be um, videos, shorts. Not only are they going to have receipts, right, of me, because you all should you'll be paying some type of fee, but you'll be fed, you'll be housed. All these things will be a part of it. It will be business to business to consumer, or business to government. Either way it go, there will be receipts, live tapings, broadcastings, masterminds, things of this sort. It won't just be wake up and let's make it up and go along with it. A lot of people do that. They show you the good side. Oh, just get a private jet. You listen, it's levels. That's all I can tell you. Okay. So Jesus gathered his team on the mountain and did. Okay. And I'm not Jesus. But that was a kingdom retreat. The retreats that I'm talking about is going to be with the right people. Okay. There will be an invoice and you pay, and then there will be a receipt. There will be a relocation. If you've done what you need to do with your business, you should be able to have a tax write-off as well. That's why I don't understand how people don't travel the world more than what they do. And I'm international now, so you know, 2026, we got a few of them in Africa. You all will be finding about this stuff soon. You'll do it or you won't. Okay? I don't care what's happening. You can have a thing in the middle of Croatia if you felt like it. It needs to make business sense. You don't just wake up and, oh, it's time to go to Jamaica. To do what? Like, what's there? Are you bringing a conference over there? Is this a meeting spot? Like, what are you doing? So, whether it's pictures, videos, business purpose, contracts, invoices, if you're ever audited, you would have these things. That's all I'm telling you. Okay? Now, another question I was asked was, how much income do you need to have to write off events? You don't have to have a big income, and I'm not saying that, right? But you do need business activity. We just talked about different ways of cycling money. You're doing this on a daily anyway. What type of business are you running? Everybody should have a business. Okay? Yeah. Yeah. That's what you're gonna do. Pay the business. People bothering you, getting on your nerves anyway. Nope. Run a business. No matter what you're doing, kingdom business, any type of business. Okay? Make it your business. Start speaking about God. That'll help you out. Um, and don't fake it. I mean, if you love God, that's what you'll do. Ideally, if you generate anywhere between $600 to $1,000 monthly, you are missing out if you don't have a business set up. Okay, and I don't care who it is. You could have some child in college, and you paying for groceries. Somebody needs to be hired in your business because you're feeding them. You have to go over there and check on them and do all kind of stuff. See what I'm saying? And I'm not throwing shots. I'm just giving you examples. Maybe they're running your social media, um, some type of networking over there. I don't know. Maybe they fix cars. Whatever it is, you need to work it out. Is what I'm telling you. All right. Um, you just need to be able to show real work and real payment. Okay. If Lucinda do hair and she doing your hair, okay, you that could be for medical reasons or that could be for business reasons, but it better be for a reason. You see what I mean? You going to buy a $50,000 chain ain't got nothing to do with the business right now. Nothing at all. Up to you though. They're gonna look at that. Now, if you're big on social media, you're an NFL star or something like that, okay, you can probably get away with it. You got a lot of money coming in. You know what I mean? But if you buying hoodies and putting your logo and stuff on it, yes, that's the business expense, guys. That makes sense. You need it. You need it. So that's just something to think about, all right? If you help, and what it helps if you at least pay one contractor or team member. So your business is more than just you. And if it's not, then that's fine. You have at least one person that you're going through business with. You got one friend that got a business that y'all can get something going. Simple. Hey, um, I'm gonna pay you to cut the grass. Hey, I'm gonna pay you to take um Lil Lily to Florida or something. Whatever it is, you're paying Lyft and Uber. Y'all just don't see how big this could be. You just got to get in the mindset of thinking. I didn't say forge nothing. I didn't say go do nothing illegal. We're not running the play. Use your mind. Use your mind. That's all I'm saying. All right. So without business income or evidence of work, you cannot write off legally anything. Some type of money should be coming in and out of there, even if it's $500. You could do that. Okay. That's all I'm telling you. That's as best as I can say it. All right. So gave you some examples here. $500 a month. You can hire one helper. It could have been 200. We just going with 500. $1,000. Pay two people. Attend events. You see how you got payroll? You see how you got a contractor? You got something. All right, 3,000. Maybe you host workshops or something, right? If you selling food and stuff and you catering, this is no brainer. $5,000 plus. Okay, you can expand your team. That's international travel. That's different stuff. I talk to y'all. Some of y'all offline now. I'm trying to tell you now. You need to get with it. All right. So payroll and ACH transactions, this is very important. Do you know how to pay yourself if you're generating money? We'll get into it later this week. Payroll is for all employees. If you're um, working, you need to get paid, right? So if you're LLC or sole prop, whether you're doing a owner's draw, it's different ways to get paid. We're going to go back over it. All right. Contractors use 1099s. If you want a payroll system, it's easy. You can go through your banks, or if you want to use Gusto, QuickBooks, Square payroll, it's a different payroll, right? Even if you only have one person, get the cheapest option. Come on now, until you scale and grow. Um, you can run monthly ACH payrolls to yourself, okay, to yourself and to others. I will explain later this week why that's important. Because a lot of people say they have a business, but when somebody asks them for a check stub, they're like, what? I don't need that. I can show you my bank account. Wrong. You deny yourself funding by doing crazy stuff like that. We have to talk about it. All right. Um, you must file a W-4 for employees if you're running a payroll to yourself or to others, right? And you got to withhold, um, you must track withholdings for taxes. If you have QuickBooks, it does it for you. That's all I'm telling you. Okay. So don't say I didn't tell you. We're going to go over that in more depth this week, so don't get lost. All right. The weekly activation plan. So this week, this is what I want you to do. Go look at a free invoice system. If it's free, set it up, go look at it. You never know when you're going to need it. Therefore, you don't have to go struggle to go get it. All right. Pay one person for real help. If somebody's helping you for something, pay one person for real help and see how this helps you generating cycle money. Use your business card to track it if you have one. If not, use your business account. Collect and save a receipt. Go start practicing how to do invoices. Send one to a friend just to see how, how it look, everything look good, and make sure all your systems are working. You need to host or either attend one business meeting. When we start doing masterminds and these groups and investing and going off and doing other stuff with a contract, right? Yes, take it to your lawyer, whoever. I don't play games. That's the kingdom business meeting. I don't waste time. All right. Now, plan your first event, even if it's online. I don't know where you are in your business steps, but that's up to you. Start doing some of this stuff. Look at it, review it, figure it out. Don't wait till the last minute. Review your income level and set goals. Okay. If you're only getting $10 this week, you want $30 by next week. What are your goals? Did you write them down? Do you know them? Things you need to do. Okay. So learn how to cycle money. You send people money when you're going on trips, when you're saving money, when you need to pay for somebody's hair, when you need somebody picked up. Listen, make it make sense. That's all I'm telling you. That's all I'm telling you there. Now let me say this. Um, this is just some final encouragement. You don't need to be perfect. You need to be faithful. I need you all to be able to think. That's all I'm asking. Right? I don't tell people what to do. Do it legally. You're doing it anyway. If you're having to pay your children, uh, maybe you're paying rent, and maybe they need some clothes. What? And I gotta send you over $600 a year. You're a contractor, either you're an employee. You better get with it. Because anytime you issuing out money, this is why you need to have a business. Yes, you can find something for them to do. They should be good with their hands. People who making flyers, taking pictures. It's simple stuff. Nobody's asking you to be Einstein. So Luke 6:38. Luke 6:38. Give and it will be given to you. Right? Press down, shaking together, and running over. Give God his just due. All right. Your business is the seed. You know you have to have a seed to have a harvest, right? Your business is the seed. Your receipts are the proof. Your receipts are your testimony. All right. Your structure is the foundation. That's why we've been going over all this stuff. That's why I want you to know. So help yourself. Integrity. It'll bless you. All right. So the next class, because what we're going to talk about. Service and excellence in business. What type of service you need, the type of excellence that will help you scale and get there, right? How to operate like Daniel in the workplace. Starting our new focus next week, we're going to be talking about investing in land, business ownership, locations. It's going to be beautiful. Like I said, I'm not going to open it for everybody because only a handful of people, actually show up and watch this and support it and things like that. Those who are ready, that's who will be in there, right? It'll be a whole nother private Zoom, some other stuff. Just be more forthcoming with that. But I don't know if y'all looked outside of the world. It's a little wild, ain't it? It's time. You need to be growing your own food. You need to be, whether it's in compounds, complexes, I don't care what's happening. And I'm not saying that it has to be with me. It could be with you, yourself, your family, however you're gonna do it. You better get ready. You need to get ready, right? I don't know when the rapture gonna occur, but hey, to God be the glory for all things. God is light, God is love. That's all I can tell you, okay? And we're gonna start evaluating investments and partnerships the kingdom way. This is gonna help you stop you from getting sold dreams and played with. Finances are not right, the organization is not right, run. Okay, that's all I can tell you. So I'm gonna close with a prayer, and then we're gonna go from there. All right. Father, thank you for your guidance today, this divine training. Thank you for those who show up consistently, that are learning, that are doers of your word. Teach us to apply what we've heard. Let us be good stewards and not just good speakers. Help us to build systems, cycles, and communities that reflect your order, your economy, and your excellence in all areas. We declare increase, structure, and peace over every business here. It is so, for it is written in Jesus' name. All right, amen. So I hope this all blessed you all. Um, you know, that's different things that's going to happen, but I thank you all for your time. I thank you all for coming. Any questions, you all can let me know. But yeah, we're going to get deeper into payroll and ACH and how you can pay yourself in payroll. People need to know this. Some of this stuff I went over a little bit, but this time it's just going to be more in depth. When month 7, I need y'all to, let's get it together. Cycling money, yeah, that should be easy. Because when people ask you to borrow money, they cycling money without having a business. So if they're gonna borrow it, they can go to the bank and borrow it. They can borrow it from you just the same way. And I mean that with everything in me. So yeah, I just want to say that, and I mean that in a positive way. But that's just something you all should be able to think about. Don't let people get over on you. Everything you do is some type of business. They in your business. Make them, hey, make them pay you for your services. That's all I can say. Okay. So to God be the glory. While I'm yapping, let me check and see if I see anything in YouTube, and I don't. Let me see if I see anything on Zoom. Let me check the chat. I think everybody's good. But yes, we will be back. I can't tell you if it's going to be Wednesday this week yet or Thursday because I won't know until tomorrow. I'm always in some type of meeting with Egypt and different people, and it hits at different times. So I'll be putting that out a few hours before it happens. God bless everybody. To God be the glory. I'll drop this in Facebook here shortly. The PowerPoints are already there for you if you want to download if you ever need them. Thanks.
Thank you. It was good information. Thank you.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.